Then also there was another question. Is space empty? Is there no gravity in space? It was a very lovely question. I liked it. Let me highlight that on this. If you are here on the earth and you climb and you go up to a certain height, time reaches when you get to a region of no gravitational pull. The earth stops pulling you. When the earth stops pulling you, what happens? You reach a point whereby you are no longer experiencing the earth's gravitational pull. At that instant, if there is no other nearby planet, any other nearby terrestrial body, there is no moon. For example, one time I mentioned that if you're leaving the earth and you're going to the moon, there is what we call a Lagrange point. For this one, it's a point where gravity of the earth stops, then gravity of the moon starts pulling you towards the moon. The moon is here, and the earth was here. Now, still, if you go beyond the moon, and the moon stops pulling you, and up there beyond the moon, there is nothing, or there is no terrestrial body that is pulling you towards the moon, and you stop feeling any gravitational pull, then you have reached space. Some people call it deep space, where you don't have gravitational pull pulling you, so you can hang up there. No one owns you, no mass owns you, no mass can pull you to its gravity, to its field. So space, that's why they call it space, because it's empty. It's a vacuum. There is no air, because the reason why there is no air, it's because there is no gravitational pull. The earth, we have an atmosphere because of our escape velocity. I remember talking about escape velocity. UNEB used to ask us questions to explain why the earth has an atmosphere, even the sun, yet the moon has no atmosphere. It's because of the big mass of the earth. It's because the earth has a big mass and has a big escape velocity, which is higher than the order of the velocity of escape of the gases. So the earth can easily attract these gases and trap them. And that's how we make an atmosphere for the earth. Whereas for the moon, it has no atmosphere because the moon is smaller. It's smaller than the earth. The earth is times 10 power 24. The mass of the earth is 6.0. Mass of the earth, ME, is 6.0 times 10 power 24 kgs. Whereas the mass of the moon, I've forgotten the factor here, but the factor which multiplies is power 22. So you have a factor of over more than 100. Yeah? Because power 22 and power 24, the difference is 100. So you might need approximately 100 moons to make the earth of the mass of the earth, in simple saying. So it's big enough. So the moon is not big enough to attract these gases, so the gases escape, leaving the moon without an atmosphere. The same reason the moon is very cold. The moon is cold because gases need a medium of heat transfer. If heat is to be transferred from one region to another, we need to have air molecules, we need to have an atmosphere, which can play a role as a medium of heat transfer. So the fact that the moon does not have this medium, the moon is very cold, then two, the moon also has no atmosphere.